The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What you listening to, man? What they talking about? I got my hand up on that knob, trying to figure out. It doesn't matter who's the guest or what's the subject, cause they keep it 100 and them callers love it. The radio show got you tuned in, ready for action like a bad chick texting what's happening. They ain't here giving 5 o'clock news. Our hosts keep it blunt, sharing their point of views. They going in, man, cause they ain't got no filter. Cause they keep it 100, that's why we messing with you. Got you up to date with the latest with music and what's trending, that's basics. On primetime hours, you can never go wrong. And get night music and what's going on in your neck of the woods, like, hey, Al Roco on today, like, feeling entertained with the radio show. Tuesday, Thursday, taking over, let them know. Let them telephone rings, yeah, I'm on this thing.
All right, we've been waiting a long time for this one. A long time. My Black Radio Show. We got Easy, man. We got the homies from My Black Friend Podcast. We got Big Debo and Danny hanging out with us. This feel like this been, I don't know, we've been waiting a long time to get this one going, man.
Yeah, man. And we got Danny here, so the cops will not be called.
They will not be. But if they are called, they will get here faster than ever.
I don't know, man. Y'all don't know Danny like I know Danny. That nigga be on some nigga shit. He just... nigga shit for white people is trailer park shit.
Right.
I got you. Well, man, we're glad to have y'all here. You know, Debo, you know, you've been around here a couple of times before. Danny, first go around, man. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's just nice to be invited. I was told that I've been being invited for months. Months is what Debo said yesterday. He's like, I've been trying to have you on for months. This is the first I've heard of this.
What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit this guy is. He's a fucking liar. Listen, don't trust the white man. They already lied to us when they stole us from Africa.
Let me take some of the onus off of Debo then. I have email, I got a Twitter account. Make a TikTok video, send it to me. You guys don't have to rely on my black friend to talk to me. You guys are welcome to reach out to me if I was really wanted. But all I see is these tweets like, oh, it was so great to have Debo on the show again, talking about the Falcons. Who the fuck cares? Nobody
wait
cares
a minute. Don't do that. Why you gotta come out and be out of pocket in the first minute, my nigga? First off, shorty, the Falcons is gonna win the NFC South this year, and we're gonna win the Super Bowl. So you already know.
Nobody cares about the NFC South. Stop.
Listen. You guys aren't even gonna make it out of your division, so I'm not worried about that Cowboys fan. But at the same time, have fun with our fucking sloppy seconds with Dan Quinn on nasty ass. That bitch. Fuck Dan Quinn.
So you can't come on an NFC South program where everybody in there is in this division and say nobody cares about the NFC South.
I'm realistic. Like, let's be honest.
Danny's
the NFC
not
South
wrong. The division is terrible.
That division has seen better days. This is not the peak NFC South right now.
It is not.
That's true, but we getting back there because the Falcons is getting their shit together. Now I don't know about the Bucks. I don't give a fuck about the Bucks. And the Saints, they on the decline because let's just keep it honest. They on the decline. You know what I'm saying? And Carolina, they on the uptick. So we're going to be back in contention.
A whole division is bragging about how good they're rebuilding. Like, stop. Like, that's not. But if anybody wants to bet on if any, you can get the field of the whole NFC South division. If any one of those teams makes the Super Bowl, you win. And none of you would take that bet.
I'll take that bet. I'll take the bet for my Falcons. Listen, I've been saying it for months.
The Falcons are making the Super Bowl.
The Falcons are going to win the Super Bowl. Listen, I learned from the best because I remember once upon a time when Dak Prescott hadn't even thrown his first fucking official NFL game, and somebody told me that the Cowboys were going to win the Super Bowl.
He wasn't even the starter then.
Right, he wasn't even started then. So why would I not think that my Falcons are not going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Because you're 3 weeks away from looking to Marcus Mariota to come save you.
I've heard one of them that you were
mistake.
saying, Debo, that you just mentioned one bedtime story that I'm tired of hearing about, and it actually doesn't have anything to do with your Falcons, and that's Dallas contending for 25 years. There are grown people who never knew that Dallas was a good team. I got a cousin that was born in 91 who knows nothing of the glory days of Dallas. He's like, Dallas was good at some point? Like, nah, they just, they were. Yeah. I mean,
but
no, they were great.
About past years, or are we talking about, because if we want to talk about the past, then we'll start stacking up championships. I was gonna say that's the only place we can start it is in the past. No, we can start the present. We can start the present, and if you want to argue about which teams are good right now this season, I'm being realistic.
Okay. So I think that right now, if you're going into preseason poll,
this is not the good year for it.
I think if you're going into a preseason poll, I think that Dallas has a much tougher road to get to the Super Bowl than the Falcons do. Because everybody in our division was 7-10. Everybody, even the Saints.
You're going to get not a tougher road to get the Super Bowl. You're talking about a tougher road to win the division. Like, if your argument is that your team is better because my team is in a tough division, like, that doesn't make sense.
My point is your team has a much tougher road to make it to the Super Bowl, not just win the division. Because we're going to win the division. It doesn't matter. Saints, I'm sorry, you guys are not going to win the division.
And then you're going to magically win the Super Bowl get to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, listen. I've seen stranger things. I've seen the Giants go on the road and beat every team and win a Super Bowl with Eli Manning. We've all seen that.
Yeah, and a stacked
defense. We saw the fucking Falcons blow a Super Bowl. So things can happen. Okay? Things can happen. I just think that my team.
So Desmond Ridder, the starting quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, is going to lead them to the Super Bowl.
See, this is what I think. I think people don't know what Desmond Ridder is, right? And I understand that because I have my reservations too. I don't know how strong his arm is, how consistent he is, because he only has four. He has 4 starts. However, I will take Desmond Ridder over a rookie in Bryce Young that you don't know what he is because he's so fucking small. I would rather take my fucking quarterback with the weapons on my team over the lack of weapons on your team because you don't even know if you're gonna have a fucking running back.
I don't know
what happened. Well, here's the thing, right? So let's just look at what the NFL says. The NFL had multiple teams fighting to get the number 1 pick to get Bryce Young.
Okay. I understand that.
So we got that. We've established that. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Ridder, on the other hand, got passed by all 32 teams at least twice, and then got picked in the 3rd round.
You know who else got passed a bunch before they got picked? Tom Brady.
Oh, no.
Stop. They're not the same, bro.
I don't care what you say. No, because nobody knew who the fuck Tom Brady was when he was starting in New England that first season. Nobody.
The Super Bowl trophy now. I mean, just give it to them because they got Tom Brady on their team.
Listen, no one knew.
Tebo, my point is, I don't understand. Why you got to go to the extreme, though, dog? This is what I don't understand. But these are facts that have been made. These are facts. Not just what you were mentioning, trying to compare Ridder to Tom Brady. I'm saying, why can't you say, hey, man, if we can maybe put something together, maybe win 6 or 7 games, we'll have a successul season. That's the problem with your fan base. You got to go straight to, oh, man, we're going straight to the Super Bowl. How about,
Time out. You literally had the same record as us last year at 7-10. Yeah, the entire NFC South had a 7-10 record, and an 8-9 record went to the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, but
right?
we swept y'all, so we know.
Okay, yeah, you swept us, right? That's fine. But you do understand that we were in salary cap hell. We had no talent. We were fucking literally paying league minimums around to have people on, and we still
you jump from being a middling 7-10 team to we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Like, how about win the division?
Do you not pay attention to free agency? You literally only brought in a quarterback this year, and we literally brought in an entire defense. We literally brought in multiple weapons on offense, and we already had weapons on offense. We literally have a top 3 rushing attack. We literally have a top 5 fucking line.
We know in the NFL, the way to build your team is through the draft.
You're correct. The way to build a team is through the draft.
Here's what I'm saying.
And we have drafted well.
I've told you on previous episodes, I've liked y'all off season. I like the moves y'all have made because y'all went go get a former Saints exec to run the team.
Hey, that was years ago. And listen, Fontenot gonna do it right. He was a brother. He needed to leave New Orleans. He said he was tired of that etouffee. He was tired of that fucking shrimp and grits. He was tired of that gumbo, and he wanted some fried chicken wings.
he can get that in New Orleans. He wanted a promotion and he was getting blocked, just like we would do in corporate America. You got to make moves. I respect it.
And he
Back to
make
my
it
point,
moves. All I'm saying is this. Okay. Will we win the Super Bowl? Probably not. But I think I'll put money on it. I put it like this. It's much more likely that we're going to win the division. It's much more likely that y'all not going to sweep us than it was in previous years.
I'm not. This is not an attack, but I legit, if I had to pick prior to like 2 days ago, I would have said Saints are going to win that division.
A lot of people are, and that's the problem.
Now, hold up. The hard up now is that you're looking at an Alvin Kamara suspension, and I think that throws things into jeopardy. But I'm happy to put it on record if anybody wants to take the bet of no NFC South team will be in the Super Bowl this year.
We put that against Dallas. We would have been right the last 26 times with no fail. Fail.
Yeah, but we're talking about this year, aren't we? I mean, does that make you better this year?
Hold on, watch this, Danny. Are the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Yes, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? It's the same fucking shit.
But I'm giving you the whole NFC South that I'll say none of them appear in the Super Bowl. If you want, we can match it up against does an NFC East team appear in the Super Bowl?
No, because you have the team that just was in the fucking Super Bowl on your team.
I mean, but to me, that leveled the odds. If I'm saying the East and you take the South, and if neither one's right, then nobody wins. Otherwise, the original bet was I'll say nobody from the South is in the Super Bowl.
I think the better bet is
I tried to make it more
in there. I'm talking mad shit.
The better bet is if you say the entire South or the Cowboys. Would you take your Cowboys over the entire NFC South? 4 other teams.
If it's just one or the other, yeah, because the South's not going to make it. So it would be the odds are it would just be a draw. So if that's the bet you want to make and that makes it a little more balanced for you, we could do that. But I'm confidently saying no team from the NFC South is going to be Super Bowl. It's not saying none of those teams aren't going to get there in a couple years, but I'm saying this year is not the year for that division.
I can't wait for us to be in the Super Bowl.
They're all still building up. Carolina is continuously underperforming.
But Dallas is ready now, though, right? Dallas is ready now, right? So when Dak Prescott goes down for 6 weeks in like October, per usual, y'all still be good to go come December and January.
How'd that work out last year? I mean,
how did it work out?
They made it to the playoffs.
Going down didn't hurt the team. They still
but that ain't an accomplishment, man. Like Danny. You know, I don't know what side of the fan base you're on, but like the Cowboys fan base as a whole, just holistically speaking, it's always Super Bowl or bust. So you can't.
And I get that. I get that's the reputation, and a lot of people say that. But I mean, isn't that every fan base? I think that's the problem.
It should be. It's not them. See, and this is what losers do. I feel you on that.
The biggest fan base.
It shouldn't be. Like you got to be realistic. You got to be realistic.
Nobody wakes up and say, "I want to be in the playoffs."
I'm not that guy that will tell you that every year. I'm very realistic when I'm like this year. I can tell you, I can point to all their faults, and I can tell you like here's where they're better at, and here's where they're weaker at. Like I'm realistic. I think that Mike McCarthy calling offensive plays makes everything up in the air. Like who fucking knows if that guy has any idea, like what the hell he's doing. It could be better than what it was, or it could be a major setback. I mean, he's a guy that likes to run the ball, and I don't know that they have a great run game. Like Tony Pollard's never been a full-time starting running back, and all of a sudden now he's got to be the guy to like carry the team. And where if Mike McCarthy starts to be like, let's old school run the ball guy, which does not work in the NFL, like that's gonna fucking fail miserably. So
I mean, we got plenty of running backs. Y'all could take one.
I think that the stigma that sticks with Dallas fans happens because most people know more Dallas fans than any other besides like their own market.
I think the media also plays a huge part in it. Sure. The media, like every morning sports talk show.
That's real. Dallas has the largest fan base. So if you're
that's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, because the fan base is so big, and then you put on top of it First Take once a week in the offseason. Did the Cowboys do enough in the offseason to win the Super Bowl? They're talking about it constantly. You got Michael Irvin yelling.
One guy says they're going to the Super Bowl, and the other guy gets to say they're the shittiest team I've ever seen. And now you've got a bunch of people that love this guy and a bunch of people that are angry watching this guy, and you've just doubled your viewership because everybody's got a reason to watch. The people that hate the team want to tune in and back the guy that says they're a terrible team. So nobody on TV is ever realistic about what that team's chances are. So the people that hate them be like, oh, I remember the 10 guys on TV that said they were the best team this year and going to the Super Bowl. But yeah, that's because they're putting it out for ratings, not for honesty.
I do think, obviously on paper, and I've told 16 this before, off camera, on camera, the roster's not bad. It's not a bad team. They have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. I think what's really going to get them in trouble, I don't know if it'll be probably a year or two from now. CeeDee Lamb's going to be up for a big deal.
Contracts. Yeah.
It's going to be the money.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons is probably going to break the defensive line market.
And you can't
that ain't hurt y'all because y'all niggas been broke for fucking 3 years and y'all still making.
We ain't been broke. We ain't been broke. The cap is not real. Don't give me I can take you on the lesson.
That's true. They do some
the cap
shit
isn't real. Okay.
I don't know how they do this shit every fucking year. It's crazy.
Hold on.
We've been salary cap hell since 2014, dog.
Let me explain why the cap's not real. Do we have a date on when the NFL is going to end and then everybody's got to pay the money that they're owed?
No.
We don't. So, of course, I can keep pushing money into 2023 and 2030.
It's layaway. You're a layaway. Of course, the Saints are going to lay away every fucking thing.
If you go look at the offseason, if you look at all the transactions that have happened, several teams have done the same shit. The LA Rams did it on multiple contracts.
Yeah, I was going to say,
they adding all these future years and this dead money. Everybody's doing it now. Hell, Atlanta probably did it with a contract. If you go on Spot Track, one of them free agent signings, they probably got what you call old boy from Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates probably signed a 5-year deal, and that shit's probably 9 years with 4 years of dead money on the back.
Nah, my nigga, we paying that nigga. We paying him up front, and then in the end, it's gonna be. Listen, we got plenty of money. I ain't worried about it, and the salary cap go up every year, so I ain't worried about it. All I know is this.
There's no deadline. It's like the debt ceiling. We just go to Congress, raise it up every year, and keep pushing money.
I just think that if for the Cowboys, because they do have an emerging Giants team, they have if they have Saquon Barkley, right?
I don't fear the Giants. I don't know.
Right, no one fears the Giants. But then they also have in that division a juggernaut in the Eagles. And I think that if it was a bet of the Cowboys making the Super Bowl versus an NFC South team who somebody, whether it's my team, your team, whatever, is going to come out of that as the division winner and have a home playoff game that, fuck around and find out anything can happen in one game. Yeah, I think it's an easier route for an NFC South team to make it to the Super Bowl than the Cowboys. Even if you think that the Cowboys are a better team equivocally.
Like that when the NFC South team gets to the playoffs, that suddenly they only play other NFC South teams. Like, that's not an easier route. You got to play all the teams that came out of harder divisions. Like,
true, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a division winner who was just clearing the way better than everybody else, right? You might end up getting an LA Rams team who was 10-7, right? That's comparable to what you might end up having, and you're going to be playing them at home. You might end up sneaking in and winning that.
You have to go through 3 teams. So I mean, let's say whether it's a Saints or a Falcons team. Let's be honest. Like, we don't know exactly what those teams are going to look like this year. So let's take it off of what they were last year, and then just say let's assume they're going to be a little bit better than what they were last year. Are either of those teams running through a San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs? Are they going through the Eagles in the playoffs? Are they going through Dallas in the playoffs? Like, those aren't easy games.
So, like, I think
going through Minnesota.
I think overall, I think
Minnesota,
overall,
I think we could beat Minnesota.
The NFC as a whole is weak, and we talk about the Niners. The Niners have a loaded roster. They're great on both sides of the ball. But let's be honest,
who's gonna be their quarterback? Right.
That's the most frustrating thing because I hate the 49ers. I hate more than any team within Dallas's division. Because I live in California, so it's like the 49er fans are everywhere. So it's like you grow up just fucking. I hate them. But that's the frustrating thing is people say that who's their quarterback? It doesn't matter though. That's the problem.
To your point. It doesn't matter with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan has proven his offense is QB proof. He can put
and
anybody in there. It'll
and that's
work.
so frustrating to watch that they're the only ones.
He's also proven he's a hack. He also proven he's a choke artist too.
But to Debo's point, as far as you're gonna get with them. You're either losing in the Super Bowl or you're losing in the NFC Championship.
You're gonna lose with him somewhere. He gonna fuck up.
In that division, they're gonna be going back and forth with Seattle. Seattle's got a really good team. Same question marks at quarterback. Geno had a good year.
They're good. I don't see a scenario where anybody. I mean, unless Stafford comes back to the Rams and suddenly they make some magical Rams, moves where they start signing people that they have no business signing and cash in on it. I mean, they've proven they're the best in the world. They've cheated the system. They cashed in everything, got them Super Bowl when they needed to. Everybody sits back and goes, "I wish my team would do that." Like, I'd be okay if I win a Super Bowl and that means the next 3 years are shitty because we can't get out of contracts or whatever. You go, I'll take it. I'll take the one good year.
Yeah.
To have, and then followed by a couple shitty years where you get back on your feet. Like everybody would take
100%.
This is what the Rams did. They leveraged their future for a Super Bowl, and that's what it was. That's all you do.
They're still there. Like, it's hard. Like they weren't great last year, but Stafford was hurt. They're trying to rebuild and replace some of those pieces.
Cooper Kupp got hurt.
Yeah.
But they lost some pieces on defense too. They lost some pieces on offense.
They still got Aaron Donald, and 16. I don't want to take your quote, but if you got a pass rush, that hides any deficiency.
Any deficiency. It's the great Band-Aid.
He might have the shittiest corner in the world, but he might look like Richard Sherman with a good pass rush.
That. People underestimate stuff like that. How it even helps your offense because when
it travels well.
We can do things.
You can take it anywhere.
Yeah. From a team who had no pass rush, I understand completely.
You can take it anywhere. It doesn't have dome outside. It doesn't matter. You got that. You can get, especially if you don't got a blitz. You getting pressure with 4. You got a winning formula going on. So yeah, it's the great Band-Aid to me.
But at some point you got to score. At some point you got to score.
Yeah,
right? Because defense is great and it does win championships. But there's a big shift in the NFL now where you have to have some type of passing game, running game, something that's going to help you get over the goal line.
You don't need an elite defense, but you need a defense that gets turnovers.
You got to have a top 15
the number 15 ranked defense in the NFL, but if they're number 1 in forcing turnovers,
that's how we won our Super Bowl that way. You could get from the 20 to the 20 on us, but we made you cough it up. We led the league in turning you over, and we turned them into points.
They gave them a Super Bowl.
You could look like you ate a lemon all you want, Debo. That shit fucking it happened.
They gave you the Super Bowl. Listen, I get it. Katrina happened. Y'all got the Super Bowl. They gave it to you to make y'all feel good. The city, I get it. I'm happy for y'all.
It did feel a little like, hey, it's 2001 and the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl after 9/11. Come on.
We're handing out trophies here. You know what? We're handing out. You know what? And this concludes prediction radio in football in July. Nobody knows what they're talking about.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
I don't have road rage. I just don't like when people get in the left lane and do the speed limit. Nigga, if you gonna get in this lane, you gotta accept the risk that you could potentially get a ticket. That's what this lane is for.
You're listening to The Radio Show ATL on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
All right, so we're continuing My Black Radio Show. Like I said, we got the guys, Debo, Danny, hanging out with us. And, we talk to a lot of podcasts. We got a lot of them that come and hang out with us on Bring a Friend Night. But I want to have a chance to ask the both of you. Debo, I might have an idea about what you might say about this, but social media, it has a hand in a lot of things now, especially when it comes to podcast shows, things of that nature. Do you guys feel like in this type of venture where you're doing podcasts and things of that nature that people put too much emphasis on social media? Because there are a lot of people who, they don't have these exorbitant amount of, like, we don't have a whole bunch of followers. I think on Instagram, we might have more like 400, 500, something like that. And then on Facebook, maybe 800 or something like that. But just to brag on, like Debo tells me to do, we still hit the top 200 in the music commentary category without this huge, big time, following on social media. So do you feel like people weigh that down because they got a lot of people, thousands of followers, but how much engagement do they really get? How important is it in this field?
I mean, I think people buy followers too. Like there's sites that are dedicated to, oh, I'm gonna get you 1,000 followers overnight, 5,000 followers for $150 or something like that. So I feel like social media numbers are misleading, very misleading. But people do always kind of overvalue what a social media, somebody with a large social media following is. They think that, especially now, people think that if you have millions of followers, that you just the most paid motherfucker, and that's not true. These niggas are still hustling. Like they still out here trying to grind to get money, and so I feel like social media is a tool that people mistaken for just a way of life. It's just life for them. That's what I am on social media is my life. And people see you doing something big on social media and they don't realize that, oh, this person actually recorded this shit 500 times to get the right cuts to put together to make it seem like their life was glamorous and it's really not. Like we was talking about this the other day where I hate a motherfucker that sets their camera up to cry on social media.
Oh yeah.
It's the worst fucking thing. Like you literally set your camera up to then go sit down, cry about something or whatever it is, and then you had to stop crying, get up, press stop, look at the video, edit the video, upload the video.
The worst.
That's like those people that put the photo of the wristband in the hospital. Like, man, just get well. Like, damn, or just make a post saying you're in the hospital to pray for you. But like the whole
or don't just get well.
Hospital. Like
I was gonna say the worst version of that I saw just the other day on TikTok, and this lady said, I mean, it was a video of her laying down on the floor next to her sick kid, and like their older sibling and her are trying to figure out like, oh, the medicine's not working. Like, what are we supposed to do now? And the kid's like, looks honestly, the sick kid on the floor looked fucking dead. I mean, like, you know, it's just like not moving, and they're laying there, and it's this sad music, and it's like you set the camera up to record that moment. And then uploaded that shit later, like, thinking this is a good idea.
What the fuck? Like, yeah, go to the hospital. Like
I can't imagine. Like, I'm definitely one of those people where I'm like, I'm not taking pictures and videos of my kids and putting them on the internet. But I'm older, so I don't really like that idea. But I'm definitely not doing it when they're fucking sick and dying. Like, the last thing I'm thinking about if my kid is not well is what will the internet think of this? Like the internet doesn't exist. I'm not on my phone doing anything. Like it's so weird that your instinct is set up a camera so that we can capture this moment and upload it later. Like I get that it sounds like an old man yelling, but that's what it is. Like it's really it's a weird phenomenon of it, making sure you exploit every moment and hoping that and then what if it didn't get the right views, you just delete it later and be like, maybe we could shoot it again some other time when you're not feeling well. It's definitely weird, but
it's weird.
For here on the show, I definitely think there's some benefits. I was talking to Debo yesterday. We were talking about it, and I was saying like I constantly have this urge to do a wrestling show. Like I want to do a wrestling. I love fucking talking about wrestling, but then I think about the amount of work that goes into it. Is because if I was going to do it, I'd want to do it right, and it's like that means recording video, and then you have to
make a TikTok account.
Yeah, with wrestling, you're going to have to be recording regular, shows and doing them on a certain schedule so that it's always current with what's going on. And then you need to have TikTok. You're going to have to put something on Instagram. You're going to need to do Twitch streams. You're going to need to make shorts for YouTube. Like if you want to actually do it and do it well, you have to be everywhere. And I was like, I don't want to put in the effort. If I was rich, I'd have a team of people do that shit for me, and then I'd be doing a wrestling show right now because I'd have somebody else worry about all that stuff. But I can't be bothered right now. I don't have an Instagram account, and I wanted to sign up for Threads, and it wanted me to have an Instagram account, and I was like, well, that's the end of the road. Like I got that far into it.
He just won't have an Instagram account. He has access to the show account. He just don't do it.
I don't want Instagram. I don't want to have that responsibility. I've gone this far. It's nothing.
Is it an anti-meta thing or?
No, not really. I mean, I still have my Facebook account, but I never look at my actual Facebook account. I use it for Facebook Messenger. I'm in multiple group chats on there. And if those magically carried over to something better and all those same people carried over, it'd be great. But like I can't even open my Facebook page anymore because if I opened it and started scrolling through, I get angry. Because I'm like, it's only the worst of the worst people are still like super active on Facebook, at least from, people that I see, and it's like, And so it's like, I'm like, I get irritated. 3 posts down. I want to point out like how terrible these people are. And then I just close it up anyways. And then I spend the rest of my day thinking about it. But
First
so
off,
I don't open Facebook. It's just Messenger. I made a rule. I'll use Twitter, but I use it to read certain other people. But I make a rule. I don't comment or engage with anybody, because if I write something, no matter what I write, positive, or if it's just a simple statement, somebody will disagree with it, and now I'm sucked into a stupid internet argument. And I go, I don't care enough. So,
and this is why me and him are such a great pair, because I'm here for all the arguments.
Yeah,
I'm here for getting banned on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
we
here
know.
for all the smoke, as they say. But I just to kind of reiterate his point or double down on his point. Danny doesn't like Facebook because Danny doesn't like the Bakersfield people that he knows. That's where he's from,
they ruined
Bakersfield,
it. That's a
California.
big part.
And so that's a big part of why he doesn't like Facebook, is because the people that he knew and grew up around are just generally shitty people. And so because of that, it just turns him off.
I lost friends because they would post something dumb on Facebook and I would correct them. Not even something you'd think like controversial, like there's one girl, both my wife and I were friends with her, and she posted something about her peanut butter like being in the fridge. And I was like, who puts peanut butter in the fridge? And she was like, oh, well, it melts in the summer. I was like, turn your fucking air. Like,
Wait. How hot is your house that you're melting thick ass peanut butter?
And so I was just like pointing out like this nonsense. I'm like, nobody in the world puts their peanut butter in the fridge like this. And she ended up like unfriending me over that. Like,
what kind of peanut butter is she using?
I don't.
Is it the cheap like government kind?
Oh, it's definitely store brand. It's definitely Safeway brand.
Is it got the layer of oil on the top of that bit?
Yeah, you got to stir it a little bit before you could use it, probably.
No, thank you. I don't want wet peanut butter, dog.
Yeah, no, she thinks Skippy is fancy. Like, that's definitely where they're at. But it's just, I mean, I used to be in a phase where, like, I couldn't, if I saw something, people, Devo knows, people would post a thing and it would be like, if you comment on this picture, a ghost pops out of the window. And I would comment on people's posts like that. I'd be like, that's not how pictures work. It absolutely will not happen. And like, why would you believe that? And then people would get mad, and I'd be annoyed, and it was like there was no good came of it. I was annoyed, and I was annoying other people by me being annoyed. Like I always felt the need to correct people on dumb stuff that they posted. So it just got easier. I was like, I'll step away, let them live in their ignorant bliss, and let them just have their life. I don't need to be the guy that comes in and corrects them.
What did your wife call it? She called it a sense of justice. Like you have to. You're the internet police for real. You have to correct niggas when you see it wrong. You can't just scroll past, see just blatantly wrong information, and just keep going scrolling. You gonna say something, which is hilarious.
I don't think it was Devo. I don't think it was one of your posts, but you remember there was somebody posted a picture, and it might have been your post. I don't know. Somebody posted a picture. I think it was you, and you tagged me, and that's how my friends got involved. But it was a picture of like a dog's head, wrapped in cellophane, like being sold in some like third world meat market, right? Like
yeah, that was me.
And I was able to point to articles and facts on the internet, like links that were like, this image is a fake. Like there's nothing to suggest this is a real thing. And this girl that I went to high school with started commenting and was like, Danny, you wouldn't know if this is real or not because you weren't in the military. And it's like, and then neither was she, by the way. She was like, my dad was in the military and he knows that other countries eat dog like this. And I'm like, but this particular picture is fake, and I don't need to have been in the military to know that. And then it just became this long back and forth fight that Devo started because he tagged me in something that he knew was nonsense. It was just he was just poking, but this girl jumped in and took it as a literal thing.
To be fair, she literally was on my post. I'm not her friend at all, and she was going in on that shit, and I was just sitting there watching it. It was funny.
Too is another thing, I guess, sort of piggybacking off of the social media question, was a lot of people also, if you talk to people in this endeavor too, it's a lot of people who would say, well, I'm not getting the support or what I thought I was going to get from close friends and family members, I'm not getting. And you find that you network, and you find
Danny, is he barking up the right tree?
and you listen, and you find that you network more with like
People you don't know?
strangers or people that you didn't know. Yeah, because if you look, like we've been doing this Bring a Friend Night series for about the last, I don't know, year and a half or so, maybe 2 years, where we've been partnering with other pies doing shows with them. And it's like these people that we haven't, some of them we do know, but a lot of them we don't. We just meet through social media. Hey, I like what you do. You like what you do. We like what you do, that type thing. But the support comes from places that you didn't expect. So do you feel like that's probably the more proper route to go to is network with strangers versus expecting that? Because man, people will not, man, folks that know you, like technically, I don't know how many friends you got on Facebook, Debo, or how many. Technically, if they support you, every person on there should like your page or have listened to something, and they just don't. They just don't. Something as simple as liking something.
It's fascinating the amount of people that don't even give it a listen. Like, I get it if you listen to it and you go, it's not for me. Or a lot of people still like aren't really podcast people. They don't know how to fit it into their schedule. Like right now, for me, I love podcasts. But every time I think about adding a new podcast, I have so many in my playlist and I try to always stay up on them. So it's like, if I try to add a new podcast, it has to be real good for me to do it. But if you come to me and you're like, I'm starting a show, I'm going to listen to it. And if it's good enough, it makes the rotation. But it's surprising how many people in your close friends and family will never even listen and give a shot of something you're putting out there. And I don't think they do it to be mean. It's not out of spite. It's just, I don't know. It's weird, like how unsupportive
people don't support what you're doing.
And
people just don't support.
Debo was on this for a while of black people don't support each other. And first I thought it was nonsense that he was speaking, but he just kept finding more and more evidence of his black people around him that were not supporting. We had lots of black listeners, but they weren't Debo's friends and family. It's like
the same one. It's the same ones who be on there who can't hit the like on yours, who be telling Yo Gotti happy birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I got a story. I got a quick one. Danny knows this one.
Tell me about your cousin Jeff.
Right, my cousin Jeff. I love my cousin Jeff. Right,
I tell my friends this story. It's so good.
He's a wrestling fan, right? And and I know your listeners don't know this, so I can tell this in entirety. Me and Danny met through another show that he did, a wrestling show that he did with his ex-girlfriend. And
it was another dude, but that's how we refer to him.
It was another dude, but he was acting like a bitch. But anyway, he did
it's
the
been
show.
10 years, and he'll still tweet at me sometimes because he misses me. Like,
it's crazy. But it was a good show. I'm not even gonna tell you, it was a great show. Him and Danny had chemistry. Me and Danny kind of met through that show, and we decided to do this show, My Black Friend. And my cousin, who's also a wrestling fan, because M16, we're all wrestling fans, right? He found Danny's old show through YouTube. He found clips and he found video, because that's how I found him. And he had been watching him for a year and a half. Now, my cousin doesn't work a typical 9 to 5. He's on the road at the Black Circus. Danny's a vet of the Black Circus, a former worker of the Black Circus, as he is.
We don't talk about that.
We will talk about that. But he came to me, and keep in mind, I had been doing a show about 6 or 7 years at this point. And when I told him, he was talking to me about wrestling, because he would call me and I would give him updates on wrestling, because he would miss it because he's on the road often. And he was telling me how he kept up with it. And he told me that one of the shows that he would watch was Danny's old show. Yeah. And I said, don't watch TWFS. I don't want to say anything. I said, don't watch TWFS. It's a terrible show. The host is shitty. I know that guy. I know that guy personally. And I said, I do a show with Danny now. And he lost his fucking mind. You know Danny Richardson? Wait a minute. No idea. The guy you've been doing a show with is Danny Richardson? He fucking lost it. Made me call Danny so he could talk to him on the phone and shit.
Oh, you could hear it in his voice. He was giddy that day.
He was a fan of Danny.
Was a fan of me and was excited that Debo knew me. Not excited enough to ever had clicked on any of Debo's posts or links to hear the show. He would have known this years ago. But then
not a one time.
And how long have y'all been on the air at this point? How long?
6, 7 years? At least 7 years.
It was several years into it for sure.
Yeah, it was like 6 or 7 years. It was before the last meetup. So what? 5 years? Maybe 5 years we were into it, because it was before the last meetup.
My God.
And like he literally lost it. Made me call Danny that night, because it was like 9, 10 o'clock at night on our time. And Danny's in the West Coast, so it was earlier for him. But he made me call Danny on 3-way. He talked to Danny, man. I'm a big fan. Just gushing. And I said, You never watched our fucking show. You never even clicked the fucking link one time and listened it. We've been doing quality fucking content for fucking years at that point.
But
we were the number podcast in Malta, nigga.
He told on himself, because if he had ever listened to a minute of the
would've
show,
known.
Yeah.
That is
Black
so
people don't support each other, and your family don't support you either.
But you would be under the assumption that, the minimum is that somebody could like my page or subscribe. It's like the smallest thing you could do, and it just doesn't happen that way. Majority of that stuff has come from complete strangers.
If I went to my family, like my parents, my brother, stuff like that right now, and I asked the name of the show, I would be blown away if any of them guessed it right. Like none of them, they all know, and I don't want them to listen to the show, but my point is that they don't even take enough interest to ever ask me about it. They know it exists. Every once in a while, I'll be down there for like Christmas visiting people, and somebody will go, "You still do your radio show?" And I go, "No, I don't do that anymore." And
now, at least my parents know the name of the show.
Yeah, but
they won't listen, but they know the name of the show. They know who Danny is. I guarantee you, Danny's family doesn't know who the fuck I am.
No.
Oh my gosh.
They don't have any desire to learn.
But ask my mom and dad, have they ever listened to a show? They couldn't tell you the fucking no. They don't even know what episode number we're on.
And I've talked to them.
It's just the small things where that's what you could do. And it becomes frustrating because you're under this assumption when you start an endeavor. Oh man, the people who are closest to me are going to have my back on this. They're going to have me 100% on this, and they don't. And, I guess sometimes, when you're in a creative environment like this, that it can mess with your psyche, sometimes.
Right.
But it's interesting that you guys hung in there for as long as you did, and same for us. We've been at this since 2015. So it's like, okay, cool. We just gonna keep going regardless. So
right, like it used to bother me a lot. Danny can tell you, it used to bother me so much that the same people that will not like my show or click a link that I've posted or even just listen to one episode of our show were the same people that will send me their Facebook page because they started some fucking bullshit popcorn business, or they out here, I got a moving company or I'm doing landscaping. Can you like my fucking page? It's the same fucking people. It's fucking terrible.
Debo, Debo and I have met a lot or like spoke to over the years at some point. Like, it's one of those things, like, you always have to keep in mind there are a lot of people that will listen to your show that you will never hear from. And you know that because for me, I'm like I said, I listen to a lot of podcasts and I never reach out to them. I don't tweet at them. I don't try to message. I just listen. So they don't know I exist. So you always have to keep in mind, there's a lot of listeners of yours that you will never even know exist because they just choose not to interact. But we've, at some point or another, have met, been introduced to a ton of people, whether it's been they might have tweeted at you one point, or they DM you, or they message you, or they add you on Facebook, something like that. But if Debo, if you took in all of the listeners you've ever been made aware of, how many of them are people you knew before the show started? Like, how many people do you know actively listen to the show that were people you knew before the show? Like people you know in real life.
One.
Who?
Craig.
And he's a carryover from my old show.
He's a carryover from your old show. Exactly.
He's not even a real life friend. He's still technically an internet friend.
Technically. That's some legal thing.
I have a cousin that listens to our show, and that's it that I know of outside. Actually, there's two. There's a guy I used to work with, and he listens because he recently started his own podcast. So now I know. So he'll text me about, like, when we do put out something, he'll text me about it. And then so I make sure to like message him when I listen to his show. But so two people outside of that, I don't know anybody in real life that actively listens to the show. Everybody I know of has been people that were brand new to me and came to me and said, "Oh, hey, I like the show," or whatever. And then you go, "Okay," and then you get to know them over time, or maybe you never hear from them again. But it's never been somebody you went to high school with, people you work with, your relatives. Like, those people just are not there for you. They're in their own world.
It's crazy.
It's an insane pattern. Like, if I put up a video, like a clip of the show, where you'll see how lazy folks are, where it might get, I don't know, 14 or 15 likes, a couple of comments, but then you look at the views and it's like, shit, 200 people watch this and you couldn't hit I'll even take are you mad about something? Voice your opinion. So you literally watch the video. I was like, all right, keep it moving. It's like, obviously we're friends if you're seeing it, or if you're tagged, your friends are friends. You got nothing for that except to just lurk and look and just keep it moving. Like, I just don't understand.
All you
People are terrible.
Put out a clip. You guys talking about the Dallas Cowboys. You get them numbers up. You get that engagement up right away.
It's definitely gonna go viral.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is like way past the norm right there. Cowboy fans.
It's the secret to everybody's success right now. I mean, that's all you got to do.
Or shitting on the Falcons, either one.
Unless you're winning the championship.
Yeah.
And then let's say anytime in the next couple of years, if Dallas wins a Super Bowl, right? Like, it's not going to change anything how they present it. It's just going to carry over. It'll be immediately people arguing about, can they repeat? Can they get back? And then people tell you, no, they're trash. They got lucky. And then somebody else saying, no, they're a dynasty. They're about to go on a run. And then it just carries on.
See this shit right here, Debo? This shit right here is typical Dallas. We talk about social media, and my man brought it right back to fucking I ain't won shit since 1995 Dallas. You know what? No more of this segment. We're done.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
People who work abroad for business purposes.
16, you don't have to keep this in there. Well, you probably won't, but I assume that's what it was, because I've always seen like African people use it to call their family back in Africa. That's
staying in.
Yeah.
You're listening to the radio show ATL on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
We're at that moment of the show where I get to piss Debo off.
I like this.
That's really what it's become. So
it's not that great to piss me off. I'm in a good mood today. Come on now.
Debo, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The other day, Debo in the group chat was conflicting himself. He said, how the hell can Cat Williams go? And then at the end he said, damn it, Easy, you're right.
It's because you make impossible situations. You know what? It's funny. You and Danny are similar in that matter. Because when we play games, he gives you these impossible situations that makes you want to pick one. And it's like, I can't.
And you know what he does? He doesn't. He never follows the rules of any game we play. He never.
It's a recurring bit at this point. I have to.
You tell him you gotta pick one, and he goes, "But why? Who says I have to pick one? Who's gonna make me?" And it's like,
I feel your pain.
I have to do that.
Right. Is what diabolical one gotta go do you have this week? Please let us know.
So here we go. We got good quarterbacks in today's game. Okay, that's gonna be the first one. So we got 5 choices. One of these quarterbacks has to go. Okay. So obviously we know one that's not going, but Mahomes is on the list. So we got Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen. The one's got to go. We got Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen.
I'm gonna let Danny go first because I want to hear his opinion because Danny's a big football head.
For me, it's easy, even though it's a little bit biased, but I'm getting rid of Justin Herbert. I don't think Justin Herbert's bad. I just can't stand the amount of forgiveness that Justin Herbert gets versus like the love that he gets all the love when he does something right, and then when the team still can't get to the playoffs or can't get anything done, it's like, well, his team around him doesn't. Nobody else in the league gets that kind of forgiveness from the media. They make up excuses for Justin Herbert. Like, wasn't it just last year where they were like up by 21? And it was like 21-0 at half, and then they lost that game. They scored.
I think 28. When it 28-0, 28-0,
they scored 0 points in the second half and lost. Yeah. Nobody tells you Justin Herbert's the problem.
Against Jacksonville,
They're ready to tell you that Justin Herbert is going to be the MVP again this year. Like, that's what they want. Like, every year, Justin Herbert is the uncrowned MVP by the media. And I'm like, he hasn't done anything yet. But they love him so much. And I think you should wait until somebody accomplishes something. I know it's easy to hate on Buffalo, but at least they're there. They're doing something. They're hanging in there with teams in the conference championship, or they're going to. Justin Herbert has done nothing, and all people do is make excuses for
him. That is a valid point. And I think that Justin Herbert, and I've said this before on this show, that to me, people need to stop talking about how the AFC is loaded with quarterback talent, because they're really not. There's only 2 good quarterbacks in the AFC. I'm just going to die on that hill. But it has to be Josh Allen, because Josh Allen for the last 4 years has been the uncrowned MVP. He has all the MVP odds, all the odds of going into the Super Bowl, and he keeps getting accolades. And every time he fucks up, no one mentions it on the talking heads on TV. They don't even talk about it. It's literally the same argument that you're making for Justin Herbert, but for Josh Allen. And in a lot of sense, Josh Allen has been a worse quarterback than Justin Herbert. Josh Allen throws way more interceptions than Justin Herbert. Josh Allen has a better team than Justin Herbert, and he still can't make it to the fucking Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, with a worse team, made it to the Super Bowl, went into fucking Buffalo and busted Josh Allen's ass. Last year in the playoffs, these niggas had everything lined up for them to go in there and go to the conference championship against Patrick Mahomes. They had the home field advantage. They even had the weather on their side, and they still fucking fumble because Josh Allen is not that good. I'm not saying he's not good, but people are saying that he's on the same level as Mahomes, and he's not. He's not even on the same level as Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow. I've been saying this for a minute. He's literally below them. He's below Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has a MVP. And if you want an MVP, a unanimous MVP, for that matter, you can't be considered that. Justin Herbert definitely hasn't won anything, and I agree with you. But he has a more upside. I think his ceiling is higher because he's younger and he hasn't been in the league as long as Josh Allen. Josh Allen is what, year 6 or 7 at this point? Like, yeah, but when you gonna make it through? When you gonna make it to the Super Bowl? I'm not even saying him going and win a Super Bowl. Just make it to the Super Bowl.
I think that you can prove you're a great player without having to get to the Super Bowl. I just don't think Justin Herbert's done anything other than he puts up some good regular season games. But I don't think that's enough to get you the amount of love and excuses that he gets.
No, I agree with you. I just think that it's doubly more for Josh Allen.
And it's starting now. It's starting with Trevor Lawrence. There are lists out there by professionals that have Trevor Lawrence as their top 5 quarterback. And it's
Nick Wright.
Slow it down a little.
Nick Wright. Yeah.
Just slow it down. He's had a good year. He looks like he could be great. He might have potential, but you can't just put somebody in a top 5 because of what you think they will become.
But that's that number 1 pick syndrome, you know? It's just like...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And also, he had his first year was a wash because he had a fucked up coach. And so I feel like people will give him more leeway because of what Urban Meyer, how he dropped the bag.
That doesn't get you a pass into the top 5 quarterbacks.
No, yeah, I agree with you. But I also think that for the same reasons, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think Justin Herbert is definitely more hyped than what he should be. I just think that hype is also doubly more for Josh Allen. Josh Allen's on the fucking cover of Madden. Like, why?
Because, man,
I like Josh Allen. I think he's good.
He's the white Cam Newton. That's why he's on the cover, man.
I've said this before on the show. If you put Cam Newton on his team, prime Cam Newton, before his shoulder injury, Cam Newton would have already won a fucking Super Bowl. Cam Newton won an MVP. Cam Newton took his team to the Super Bowl.
Man, Devo, when he zeroes in on somebody and he don't like them, you're finished. And I mean,
I fucking hate that dude. I just think he's overrated.
What it will take to do that. Now, you saying that, Devo, about Josh Allen, your whole soliloquy that you went on about how he's not good and all this other stuff, even though his team just keeps winning. The obvious
he's good. He's not great, and that's what I'm saying. People are saying that he's great. He's not great. He's good.
But the obvious choice in this group that EZ gave us is Justin Herbert. And it's for a lot of the things that Danny was saying about It's not a whole lot of winning involved with that, which puts Josh Allen over him. But at the same time, you could do all this dynamic stuff, but if it doesn't lead to anything, what's the difference?
Right.
So if you're saying, well, Josh Allen, you feel like he might be mid or maybe a little overrated, he's doing a whole lot with that overrated to get Buffalo close to where they want to be, almost to where they want to be.
Where be a fan of? Which team would you rather be a fan of? Buffalo or San Diego? Or, the LA. But I mean, you going Chargers, Buffalo. I would much rather be Buffalo and knocking on the door.
I would rather be Buffalo with Josh Allen.
How long is that window? How long is the window? Because this is year 5 for this.
Where's Herbert's?
That's a big window.
What playoffs has Herbert done? I mean, it looked good.
No. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing that Herbert on this list
been in the league. What this will be? What, his 4th year, or 3rd year?
3rd year. It's his 3rd year in the league, and we're talking about year 7 or 8 for Josh Allen.
To be honest, if we're comparing rosters,
this is 4th season.
If we're comparing rosters, the talent on Buffalo and San Diego, the talent on the Chargers and the Bills is pretty close.
Yeah, but we're not comparing the rosters. You said which quarterback got to go? It's Justin Herbert. Get him out of here. He ain't been to the playoffs yet.
But Herbert could be good. He may be good.
He was in the playoffs last year. What are you talking about?
I'll be fine if Herbert ends up being great, but he
hasn't
hasn't been great yet.
Just like Josh Allen.
But they treat Herbert like he's already done something, and I'm saying let's wait until he does something.
He don't get dragged in the media because I'm guaranteeing you that if it was Lamar Jackson that was doing what he was doing, he'd get more criticism than what he should be. And Lamar shouldn't because he's an MVP.
Right, and that's why nobody mentioned Lamar.
Justin Herbert played for the Dallas Cowboys. He would be getting shredded.
I feel like if he played for the Dallas Cowboys, he probably would win. He probably would have already been to a Super Bowl by now.
There's different standards for how we address teams.
Oh my God, this fucking Dallas shit.
You wouldn't do that if he played for Dallas. You wouldn't jump on the
Dallas is one of them franchises that's gonna find some way to fuck it up somehow. They're gonna have all the pieces in place, which they've had for several years, and they're gonna find a way to fuck it up.
But I'm saying,
you know what's funny?
Think of the media storm if Dallas was up 28 points. And then the quarterback and the offense scored 0 in the second half, and they lost. Like that's everybody in the world is going to jump on that bandwagon to tear them apart.
And imagine everything you just said, M16, can be applied to Buffalo. Buffalo has had the talent in place for a very long time. The one thing they've been lacking a little bit is a running game, and I give you that.
But they're not going to get hit. But what Danny was saying about they're not going to get hit with that scrutiny in that aspect. So I don't know, yes, Buffalo, I don't know if they consider a glamour team. They've had winning ways per se, but they spend a lot of time losing. But I feel like maybe Justin Herbert gets a pass based on where he is because nobody's really expecting anything from the Chargers in that aspect. And that's
they are underperforming. They're overperforming and underperforming at the same time. Meanwhile,
you got Mahomes in your division, so you're second place automatically.
But meanwhile, Buffalo is running that division, and they're still underperforming. The time for Buffalo to make it to the NFC.
Since Sean McDermott has been there, obviously he's turned the program around. They were. We used to make fun of Bills Bengals on Thursday Night Football because it was such a trash.
Don't nobody want to watch that. Now that's a fucking powerhouse matchup.
But now they're a powerhouse. But in the tier of being a powerhouse and always in it, they have underachieved. They need to be in the Super Bowl.
I mean, if you look at the rosters from the Bengals versus the Bills, the Bills should have already made it to a Super Bowl, especially that Super Bowl that the Bengals made it to 2 years ago. That roster was not better than the Bills. And yet they still lost. They still find a way to lose. Josh Allen, to me, is not clutch. He does not deserve the respect that people are putting on his name. I'm not saying that he's not good. What I'm saying is he isn't great. And I think Justin Herbert gets a pass because he hasn't been here long enough to warrant him getting kicked off yet. Now, 2 more years, if he's still losing in the playoffs like that, then at that point we can have a conversation.
I think it's fair to say, you feel like you know what Josh Allen is, so you get rid of him versus let's wait and see what Herbert is. I get it, but I think I hold Josh Allen to a higher regard than you. So I'm like, yeah, we know what he is, but I'm good with it. I would much rather a team consistently be good every year. I mean, only so many teams are, 2 teams make it to the Super Bowl every year. Only one's going to win. It's not an automatic failure if you're not the winner. You can still have a successful season, and it's enjoyable to watch Buffalo. It's not enjoyable to watch the Chargers But I do think the Chargers will get better over time. But my only thing is I have a hatred for the way that Herbert gets held up on a pedestal versus everybody else.
And
At some point,
he does skate. He does skate when it comes
I agree.
to
I
criticism.
I agree.
Easy.
I just think that Josh Allen is skating way better. Like that motherfucker is out here Olympic skating, fucking criticism and shirking responsibility, and just it's just as weird to me, dog. Like
Debo just ain't here for Josh Allen.
I just think that I've seen people with less do way more in the AFC, and they don't get that much criticism. Like people killed Russell Wilson last year on Denver. And they should have. I'm not saying they didn't, but they killed him last year. And like we were literally watching Josh Allen and do the same shit, like losing games that they shouldn't have been losing. Like
that's not even close. Russell Wilson was a different level of terrible.
He was terrible last year. I'm not saying he also had terrible fucking coaching too. Like let's just also deal with that. And I don't think that Buffalo has terrible fucking coaching.
Now this is interesting to me. Now, because there's 4 of us here. Myself and Danny both said Justin Herbert. Debo, we know where you stand on Josh Allen. Easy, this is your segment. Did you even pick somebody?
This is his segment. This
is my segment, and I agree with Debo. It is Josh Allen. He's too
reckless. You light skin and you right by me, nigga. Because Danny gonna go opposite me anyway. Because he white. Herbert, and M16 just a motherfucker.
Justin Herbert doesn't turn the ball over as much as Josh Allen does. Josh Allen's gonna when Josh Allen's on fire, he's on fire. But when he is bad,
it's terrible.
Looking at 2 picks, 2 fumbles, it's some bad stuff. And
people roasted Dak Prescott for all the interceptions he had last year, and they definitely
you brought him up, not me.
I did, but my point is, the media killed Dak last year for all the turnovers, and they didn't even mention Josh Allen's turnovers. They never did. It's incredible to me.
So is that the only reason why you picked him? Is because of the reckless and the turnover?
He thinks he's Brett Favre.
I think too. Like, you look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen to me didn't take that next step until he got Diggs. Which kudos. Hold on. Which kudos to the team. You went go get the guy that's gonna make your team better. I have no problem with that. But Justin Herbert, he's been thrown to 2 broken wide receivers, and basically Austin Eckler, who's
don't undersell Austin Eckler.
I'm not understanding him. Trust me, because I play fantasy football.
Eckler doesn't get the praise outside of the fantasy community.
Eckler is hella underrated. But my point is, he's been more available than Keenan Allen and Mike Williams have been. Like, let's think about it. He's throwing to Gerald Everett and whoever else, Josh Palmer. Austin Eckler is like his best weapon, a running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have a Stephon Diggs to throw to. Now, if this was, 2014 when Keenan Allen was young and healthy and was doing everything that he used to do, it'd be a different story. But Keenan Allen only plays 4 games a year, it seems like. Is all Band-Aid. The leader of the all Band-Aid team. He's got potential out this world, but he can't stay healthy.
Right.
He's always hurt. The back, the foot, the ankle, whatever. Okay. I've been there. I'm acting like I don't know. But anyways, all right. So we got Burger King, Wendy's, Sonic, McDonald's, Hardee's, Carl Jr.'s, or Checkers. So I'll say it one time. Burger King, Wendy's, Sonic, McDonald's, Hardee's, Checkers.
Are we basing on their whole menu?
Yeah, like the whole everything that they affiliated with has got to go.
Because the only thing keeping Sonic alive is drinks.
Facts. Because Sonic can get the fuck on.
The food is
that's an upset.
The food to me is below average. That I don't think they're putting out anything that you couldn't find somewhere else and probably a better version of. But the drinks, the
jalapeno poppers would like to have a word.
Damn, he lit them up.
I mean, but you can get jalapeno poppers for fucking cookout.
Sonic, this is gonna be random, but Sonic has a top tier breakfast, bro. That shit ain't going nowhere. Their breakfast burrito, the toaster, it ain't going nowhere. So
I would argue that Jack in the Box have a better breakfast.
Jack in the Box does have a good breakfast,
and it's all day.
So
Sonic's all day too.
Let me understand this. So Debo, both you and Danny are Sonic is out of here for both of y'all. So Sonic is getting the hell going.
I don't know. I'd have to. I'm not going to rule on checkers. I'm going to have because we don't have a checkers anymore. We used to have a checkers, and now we don't have one. So it's been I've had checkers since I was a kid. So.
Checkers is so. Just kiss.
Man, you wreck a checker burger anytime, any day. Is that shit
every day?
If I didn't,
the fries of checkers alone keep it safe.
If I didn't have kids, I could consider getting rid of McDonald's.
Absolutely. I can see
McDonald's
that.
McDonald's food is falling off. McDonald's food is not the same for me as it used to be. I like one item from McDonald's and everything else disappoints me.
What's the one item that you eat from McDonald's, Danny?
The filet of fish. It is. And it is not.
It's been real, y'all. I'm going to head out.
It is a top.
Easy to shut your whore mouth. The filet of fish is great.
Mid of fish?
It is the best fish sandwich in all of fast food.
No, it's not.
Nah, I would not say that. I think you're over exaggerating.
Yeah,
Arby's out of the major chains, out of the national chains. Tell me who's got a better fish sandwich.
Arby's and Popeyes. Do you need to
Popeyes fish sandwich is exquisite.
Man, y'all full of shit. Both of y'all full of shit because the filet of fish been there for both of your asses.
No, I didn't say the filet of fish was bad. See, you mistaken. I didn't say filet of fish because I will fuck up a double filet of fish. My problem here is equivocally the filet of fish only gives you a half a piece of cheese.
Gotta order extra cheese.
And again, that's bullshit on a sandwich. I am not ordering a half of a fucking piece of cheese, and then they charge you 35 cents for that half a piece of cheese for you to get the whole cheese. It's ridiculous to me.
The filet of fish, you think it's good because of availability. It's always around. But Arby's fish sandwich and Popeye's fish sandwich is way better. It's
They're good, but they're not. They don't crack the top tier with filet of fish.
I think you are also letting nostalgia dictate your grading of the filet of fish. Because
I'm letting taste buds dictate.
I forgot you do got weird taste buds too. He's like ATL Diva with the taste buds. It's crazy.
Oh my god!
With the crazy shit he don't like. But I mean, McDonald's to me is an absolute mid experience, and I will absolutely agree with you. However, what McDonald's has, and again, the filet of fish is great, but I will go to McDonald's and order a 20-piece nugget and a large fry, and when that shit is fresh, it is competing with everything else.
Bruh. Then you get a hot orange to go with that shit,
right? Yeah. So that's why McDonald's for me ain't going. However, something got to get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
Because
that's still an upset.
I've had better hot dogs. I've had better burgers. I've had better fucking sandwiches. I've had better fucking side items. All of that shit is me.
Those happy hour drink prices
are great. But I will take a high C orange every day. I can get a high C orange every day and not have to wait till happy hour. You see what I'm saying?
In this economy, you're passing on happy hour prices? Come on.
So both okay. So Debo, you said Sonic. Danny, did you ever say which one was getting out of here?
You know what? I'm gonna get rid of McDonald's because overall, I think that I could find other stuff. If McDonald's disappeared today, I could get from other places what I look for in them. But I couldn't tell you the last time I ordered a McChicken and wasn't thoroughly disappointed. Like, how do you?
Absolutely.
And now they're gonna charge me like $4 for a $1 McChicken. Like, it's
absolutely. I
am shocked here. I am shocked because I just thought for sure that the one that I thought was gonna get more traction was Hardee's / Carl Jr. I thought you was gonna get that up out of here because
when Hardee's is right and on their point,
it's fucking good. Hardee's is underrated. Dude, in a lot of
chicken sandwich is so good.
Okay, so what am I missing from there? Because I've always had mid experiences there. And,
first off, you order mid food because you go to McDonald's order a double cheeseburger. So that's your taste buds, nigga. This is you. See, I've been telling you this shit for years, nigga. Your taste buds gotta change. You and the way you eat shit is ass, bro. You order a Big Mac.
Bruh. Well, okay, but I'm asking you about Hardee's. I said Hardee's got to go, and you're like, well, nah. It can't go. What?
Because Hardee's has charbroiled grilled burgers. Hardee's has actually different sizes of the burgers that you can get. Hardee's has good onion rings. Hardee's has good fucking chicken tenders.
Spicy chicken sandwich is great.
And let's not trip. Hardee's actually does good breakfast biscuits. They putting real egg on your fucking biscuit.
I don't know another place that makes the biscuits from scratch inside in a fast food place. Like
Hardee's is good.
Yeah, Hardee's is really good.
They have a like a ranch chicken sandwich that's really good. They got a chicken bacon and Swiss. Like they got their chicken lineup is really solid.
And have you had their jalapeno peppers? Like theirs is the cheesy. What do they call it? Cheesy jalapeno bites. Them shits is banging too at Hardee's.
The only knock I have, the only reason I don't go to Carl's Jr. as it's properly known. The only reason I don't go to them more often is it's way overpriced right now. Like when you go there,
absolutely.
And it's $8-9 for just the sandwich. I didn't even get a meal yet. Like it's crazy.
Absolutely.
It's so overpriced.
Yeah,
that makes it hard. But I'm trying not to let price jump into being a factor of like I'm just trying to judge them by like quality of food. And I think across the board, McDonald's is the lowest quality of food. I can get better burgers other places. I can get a good fish sandwich other places. I definitely get better chicken sandwiches other places. Like everything they do there, the best thing they got is a Coke. Like that's the only thing they got. That Coke is hitting.
Yeah,
that Coke and that Sprite machine, that shit hitting. And this is why Sonic. And this is why my point is Sonic gotta go, because if I'm literally only going to Sonic because they got a million drinks, you can get a million drinks anywhere. You can't go and get. I could go. Listen, I'm gonna say this: Sonic to me, food is last place. Period. Even when it's done right, that coney is not great. That fucking chicken moose knuckle meat that they selling as burger meat is ass, bro. It's terrible.
Moose knuckle meat.
It is as ass as fucking McDonald's. But when you get a double quarter pounder from McDonald's and that's real beef, that shit hit. When you getting a double fish fillet from McDonald's, that shit hit. And even though it's not the best fish sandwich, it's still great.
And
that chicken nugget.
Can we say this too, Debo? You talking about McDonald's? When them fries are piping hot and you get them, there's none better on the planet.
That's true. I forgot to bring up. Yeah, the fries are still you can tell something's good when the other restaurants are always chasing, trying to like, we got this. Like if every 2 years Burger King has a new French fry they're introducing, like
they know.
We're still ahead of the game.
There's a reason.
They want to be McDonald's fries, and they're not.
McDonald's fries are salty enough, and them Cokes bite just enough that shit is. I can go to McDonald's and get a large fry and a large Coke, and be satisfied, nigga. That shit will make you fucking feel good. I'm not saying
there's no lies detected. There's no lies detected. I mean, you are scrambling at the bottom of that bag with McDonald's. Oh shit, is there more down here? Like what the?
If fries fall in your bag, you eat them out the bag like a fat ass, bro.
Yeah, that's
fucking them up. Yeah, you fucking them up.
So Hardee's got to go for you, 16.
Yeah,
I mean not Hardee's. Yeah, you tripping on that. So the correct answer, guys, is Burger King. Burger King's got to go.
Whoa,
hold on now, man.
Whoa,
man, because a Whopper is a goat.
Whoa, because you got too much dip in your shit. Because you tripping, my nigga.
Hold on, I can get a better version. I can get a better version of the Whopper at Carl's.
No, there's no other better version of the Whopper. The Whopper
no, you can't. It's not a better version.
Okay, Burger King got to go. So
time out. I'm gonna put you like this. Burger King has some of the best side shit. And not just for that. The croissant sandwich is fucking goated, nigga.
Hey, they onion rings good too, man.
Them onion rings is great. They jalapeno poppers are great. They cheesy tots are great. And you're not gonna sit here.
That long chicken sandwich, that shit is fucking good.
How come
I'm not saying
nobody
Burger
else?
King's trash.
Nobody else has a chicken sandwich that tastes like Burger King's chicken sandwich. You can
it's so good. It's so fucking good.
Theirs is the only one that looks the way it does, and it has the most unique taste. If I go get a chicken sandwich from, KFC, and then I get a chicken sandwich from Popeyes, and then I go get the chicken sandwich from where they're pretty similar. Like they're all going for the same style. They're a big breaded chicken breast. It's a big thick chicken sandwich. They taste close to the same, and then you argue about which one's better or which. Nobody has a chicken sandwich that tastes like the Burger King chicken sandwich.
The one with the marinara and the cheese, I forget the name of it. The Italian, that shit is goated, bro. When them shits go on, listen, they just had a deal maybe last year or the year before last, where they had 3 different versions of the motherfucker. And they was doing them 2 for $6, nigga. They had the one with like American with like nacho cheese sauce and jalapenos on there. That shit was busting, nigga. Then they got the regular one with lettuce, and that's okay. But then that motherfucker Italian one, bro, is crazy, dog. You tripping on the Burger King.
Ed stood on that shit. He said, "Fuck all that."
Yeah,
The BK
and
Big Fish
again,
is
I
great
go to
too.
Burger King. It's not like I don't go there. I like Burger King, but out of all these choices, I'm going to any of these places before I go to Burger King.
What is your order at Sonic's? I'm trying to understand why niggas is eating food.
Sonic jalapeno poppers, Sonic burger with bacon.
Yeah, super.
A damn grape sludge,
moose knuckle meat,
supersonic cheeseburger, some tater tots, some onion rings,
like that.
Have you had
Powerade slush?
That
like
that bacon jam burger at Sonic is really good.
Wait,
there's the bacon jam burger that they had at Sonic. I don't know if they still get it. Was like it was
I think it was the In-N-Out, but that shit was good.
Oh, you're right. No, not In-N-Out. That was Sonic.
Well, maybe it was the steak. Was it the butter burger or something? They had something that was In-N-Out. It was really good at Sonic.
This is why fuck with one gotta go, because this shit don't do nothing but start arguments. This is a perfect segment for my brother, for him to start shit. They say I'm the one that starts shit on the show, but look who's the curator of this segment. My little brother.
I'm really looking at that nigga different because that nigga said make Burger King. That shit's crazy, dog.
Hey,
you know what's great about Burger King?
Debo. And look, for every one take that pisses you off that I say, 16 has 10.
That's true too. And these are facts.
And I'm gonna have 10 fucking more. That's guaranteed.
I want another argument in favor of Burger King is that when you go there, you got the whole restaurant to yourself because ain't nobody else.
Nobody else in that.
Honestly, Danny, you're right about that. But the thing that's been pissing me off about Burger King lately is they got these chicken fries. The chicken fries are fucking goated. They are great.
I forgot about the chicken fries. Nigga,
look, hold on.
They're good.
But the motherfuckers are never in stock. I be wanting my spicy chicken fries, and them motherfuckers never have it. Ever.
You need to go to a different Burger King, nigga. That's all you gotta do. Just drive a little bit further, bro. That's all it is. Everybody got a shitty Burger King that's next to them, and then they got a good Burger King that's a little further
down the street. I got one right down the street. I got to go a little further to get what I want, but it's worth it when I get up to that motherfucker.
But it's worth it when you get there. Them fucking chicken fries come out hot as fuck, and you be sitting there like, hey, them shit's delicious.
Man, we talking that shit. I might have to go fuck with one of them chicken sandwiches today. Like
chicken fries with a fucking large onion ring is top tier.
Do you guys ever do on our show we know it as Dan Fest, but it's when you go and you go to multiple places and get the best items from each one. Make a plan and be like, and you go, because what started is I would go to Popeyes to get chicken and biscuits and then go get the sides from KFC.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so go get each restaurant.
Danny, what kind of fat ass shit is that, man?
It's Dan Fest. Dan Fest is his birthday, which is coming up, by the way.
Hey, but he's not gonna have another one. He keep going to all these places mixing these foods.
I don't got many. So
listen, no, that's just the beginning. Y'all don't even know. Dan Fest is an entire thing because he has a select breakfast that this nigga thinks about this shit for weeks and weeks, and he figure out what breakfast is going to be, what lunch is going to be, what dinner is going to be, and it's all just the best things of everything. It's actually a great idea.
Motherfucking, that is some crazy wild ass shit right there.
I guarantee you, EZ gonna do EZ Fest one day, and because he's more open than your old soft closed-minded ass. But Easy, you do your Easy Fest, nigga, and you're gonna not regret it. I guarantee you, because I've done a Debo Fest, and it's fantastic.
Easy, please end this segment before Debo curses me out about something else, please.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
I mean, we're already sick of white people saying the N-word. I think they get like a golden parachute. It seems like they're just doing it on purpose to get out of their job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to work here anymore. It's the quickest way out. Niggers.
You're listening to The Radio Show ATL on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
All right, so we come to the point of the show where I like to call it the ATL Diva portion of the show, random, where as she does when she likes to do is take the show wherever. That's what random is. So random is a segment where it might be something profound. It might be something, just whatever you got on your mind. Sometimes they end up being rants, but you can basically talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about that randomly comes to your mind.
So our whole show basically, Danny, is what he's saying.
So that's what we're going to do with this. So I would love to start this one off with Big Devo, because I know this nigga got something. Let's start with Big Debo. Let him, let Danny see how this works from a crazed person like yourself.
Super easy. Spiders. Fuck you, spiders. Okay, because I'm sick of walking into fucking spider webs that you can't see, and it fucks your whole fucking day up. Because immediately you get hit in the face with a spider web, and you feel like it's still on you, or you don't even know if the spider's crawling on you. And it's even worse now because it's hot outside. And if you outside and you've been outside for a minute and you're sweating, walking into a fucking spider web when you're sweating and you trying to get that shit off, and it's just it makes you. I broke a pair of glasses because I thought a spider was in my fucking face. I'm sick of you fucking spiders. Get the fuck out of the way, or at least make the webs colored. I'm sick of that shit. Spiders gotta fucking go. They don't serve any purpose. I'm sick of them. Done.
Efficiency from the Rant King, and fuck spiders. I agree with you as well,
Debo. Debo, I don't think I could have said it better myself. Well done.
Spider will fuck your day up, bro. Spider webs, and they're not the big thick ones. I'm talking about them little one string bitches.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That bullshit.
They
usually be in the corner. They're usually in the corner or somewhere where you don't expect it to be, and then bam, it's on you. And I'm sorry that you broke your glasses, because truth be told, glasses are fucking expensive. So somebody need to pay for that. Somebody need to pay for that. So Danny, now did you see how this works, where you see that your co-host completely became unhinged for a rant? You can go ahead and take the plunge.
Does it have to be something that I want to talk about, or can I ask you guys a question?
It's random. You can do whatever the fuck you
whatever you want to do.
I got something that came up because of my kids recently, and now I'm fascinated by it. So I like the idea of having you guys from different parts of the world over here. So maybe you have different experiences. But when you were a kid and you go to play hide and seek or tag or whatever, I want to know, how did you guys decide who was it? You know, like when you do a little game and you had to figure out who was it, what was it that you did? What do you remember?
You call that shit. You just be like, "Hey, I'm it.
I'm not it."
Or I'm not it. You call that shit.
You never had the one where you all the little nursery rhyme ones, and you keep going.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by itself. That too. Yeah, we did that too.
Either that or you call it.
It just depends on where you go. Some people, like if you're in different areas, different hoods, is not it. Whoever is the last person to say not it is usually it. Or if you all stood in a circle, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, we would do that too.
Yeah. So either call it or
I'll tell you some of them. You tell me if you've heard of these, because my kids have never heard of these, and every neighborhood kid I played with growing up knew all these. So I thought it was weird. It seemed like it was one of those things that always just got passed around to all the kids across the country. Like hearing that Richard Gere had a gerbil up his butt. Like, just things that we all knew, but we didn't talk to each other. We all heard it. We all heard it.
Wait, what?
Oh, was that wasn't in your community? You never heard that story?
No.
So like we had the quick, easy one, when you maybe just had a couple people, you go, Cub Scout, you're out. You guys
never heard of that one. Never heard that one.
That was probably the most common one. We'd go bubblegum in a dish.
How many pieces do you wish? Yeah.
Exactly.
Heard that.
Okay.
There was engine number 9.
Going down Chicago. Yeah.
See? All right. Yeah. My kids don't know. I forget what they do, but they have one, and it's like 4 words, and they're like dit, and it's like, but I've never heard. I gotta ask them what they say, but I'm like, but I named all these things, and I was like, oh, they've never heard of these. So I was curious if other people had different ones. If you guys had any like those that maybe I hadn't heard of. But it sounds like you guys had boring childhood and not a lot of people played with you.
No, I mean the same ones that you had is the same ones that I had, right? The only one I haven't heard is the Cub Scout one. That might be more white.
I never heard that one. The other ones, I heard of them, but not the Cub Scout one.
I mean, the easy to go to, you just go 1, 2, 3, not it. But then you argue about who did it. But we used to do
and that's part of the game too, is arguing about who ain't it.
Because I'm just used to people just calling it. Yeah, so
the worst is because you get to the ones where it's like it'd be like, how many pieces do you wish? And then the person you watch them mouthing, because they're trying to do the math to figure out what number they need to say, like 7, and then it lands on them magically. Like, oh, I'm not it. Like, so you'd get the kid. You're like, no, spit a number out right now. No cheating the system.
Yeah,
but there should be more universal ones that every kid should know.
I think the problem is the older we get and the more that they're detached from like the old ways, children just like shit just doesn't get passed around. Like we had this conversation, Danny, me and you, where just remembering how cheat codes got passed around pre-internet, where You know cheat codes. Before you saw it in the magazine, somebody told you a cheat code to a video game.
Man, you're
and
making
that
a hell
shit
of a
got
point,
committed to
Devo.
memory.
Because
And
my youngest don't know nothing about that, where it's like if she gets stuck on something on the game, she just go to YouTube. She was like, well, Daddy, what did y'all do? I was like, you called your homeboy, you know, and you was like, yo, you called your friend.
Or you'd wait until your mom had to go to the grocery store. You agreed to go with her that time, so you could go to the magazine section
and read.
Get the Game Pro and flip to the back and be like, oh, thank God they had something for this game this month.
Nintendo Power. Yeah, absolutely.
Nintendo Power, yep.
With the cheat codes, we had the one person that had the fast internet that got DSL internet before everybody else. And they would look it up.
He's young. He's younger than us. Right.
Yes.
Because
old
niggas know we was out here just word of mouth in it.
What I'm saying is we would have that one person that would write them down in their notepad and bring it to school. And then we would write it down in our notepad.
Yeah. That was
go.
Because when I grew up, hick, crazy country, South Louisiana, we had dial-up. So, fuck that shit.
When I was a kid, DSL wasn't an internet speed. That was a physical description of somebody.
Yeah, no. Everybody know about DSLs.
But if you know, you know.
If you know.
But yeah, we had a kid. I would say I was probably like junior high level, and I had a friend that had AOL, and we needed to know the finishers and all the codes for Mortal Kombat and stuff. And he had to sneak on the family computer, get the codes and write them down, like you said, and then bring them back to us. And then he'd be like, my mom got mad because I was wasting our minutes. So he had to be like a ninja just trying to get these codes and write them down as fast as he could because his family only had 800 minutes of internet that month.
Hoping nobody called in while you was on the fucking line.
Times have changed big time.
They spoiled us fuck, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you that what we had was better. I'd much rather have had, Google and YouTube.
I would rather go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have some diabolical shit in your mind? Because your randoms have been, you've been having some things going here lately. And I just want to preface this too. Do not fix your lips to say a goddamn thing about you in first class anymore. I will drive to your house right now and I will fight you in the street.
Look, let me tell you something right now.
What, we talking about first class?
Hold on. I got this flight.
Y'all forgot Danny's white.
I got this flight to Seattle on Monday. And you best believe if I get upgraded, I'm going to be unhinged. So y'all be ready. Okay? I'm just
Jesus Christ.
So
they only doing it because you light skinned, bro. That's it.
Motherfucker.
That ain't why. They don't know.
We got different mamas though, so
I hope to see you on TikTok in one of those videos where you're getting dragged off the plane.
Well, no, I'm not belligerent. Don't let Devo fool you. Yeah.
Screaming out. That motherfucker is not real.
Not real. That shit was crazy.
But my random is this, bro. Hey, fellas, watch out. Millie, I'm doing random.
Millie trying to get hers in too, bro.
She's trying to
get
hers
she
in.
telling you. She don't care.
She's trying to make that Falcons cheer right here.
Millie, I'm trying to make a point because I don't want you to be like these women. Fellas, watch out, bro. These AI women, I know they're using that shit on they dating profiles, bro. These women using them AIs and going from a size, 15 to size 3. Y'all be on the lookout, bro, because y'all about to really get catfish now with these AI photos.
The catfish game has elevated so far with AI. It
used to just be like the neck up photo, but now they really about to put a full body photo of there via AI. Y'all better be on the lookout.
I got fooled by the angles once. I mean, I was in high school. It was like senior high school when I remember meeting a girl off of AOL who got me with the angles.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's not angles now. She can put a photo of herself.
She can just slim herself
on that AI and look like damn Gabrielle Union on some shit.
If I was a little bit smarter, I'd have realized she only took 3 pictures from this angle. Let me ask for something, something else, But now there's no foolproof. You're not gonna know. No. You just got to show up and keep your fingers crossed,
dude.
Just hope.
Damn.
And then they AIing themselves of what their future kids gonna look like. Y'all out of pocket right now.
Have you guys seen the girls on TikTok now that do? They're like they're acting like NPCs. They act like non-playable characters. It's like the new thing. They go on live, and then people they donate, you know, they send them emojis and shit like that. So, and then they react based on what they say, and they just stand there and they do the thing. It looks like an AI, like anime character where they do this and they do it for hours and they just wobble back and forth, you know, and then somebody makes a donation, like they send them roses and they go, thank you for the roses. And then they just go back to wobbling. And then somebody sends them, and then they go, ice cream, yum, yum. And they just do it for hours. And
yes, you said that the other day.
I sure do hate the internet sometimes. God damn, they just any old shit.
It is so terrible. And now that I mention it, you're going to see it and you're going to be like, there's so many people doing it. It's blowing up right now. More and more people are doing it because, and what I can't determine is who do I hate more? The girl that's standing there for hours, a grown-ass adult doing this and looking like an idiot on the internet.
I'm making $1,700 in an hour.
You hate them all. It ain't no choice to make. Yeah, but you hate them all.
Or aren't the people donating to these people worse? Like, you're spending your own real money to send this girl flowers so she could just be like, thank you. And like,
how down bad are you?
Yeah, you got nothing out of that. I get it if you made a donation and she's like, here's a nip, you know, something.
Listen,
but like,
motherfucker.
I used to think bad about the OnlyFans people who actually subscribe to OnlyFans. I don't even feel bad about that anymore because at least they showing you something. At least you're getting videos or something, whatever it is. These bitches are literally just doing this shit.
Yeah. They
just crazy.
For hours just getting doing it. There's a girl that's real popular that does it, and she has this weird thing. While she's doing it, she has a flat iron, like a hair straightener, and she takes I have no idea what it has to do with the rest of what she's doing, but while she's doing her NPC thing, she takes a kernel, an unpopped kernel of popcorn, puts it in a flat iron, and holds it until it blows up into a piece of popcorn, and then puts it in a bowl. And it's the weirdest thing because it has nothing to do with anything else she's doing. And I saw her the other day because she pops up all the time. She's like the biggest one that does it. She had a kid, like 9-10 years old, walk in the background and go get himself something to drink in the kitchen. I was like, you're doing this in front of your children. Like, they know mommy's sad and pathetic on the internet for money.
People are doing porn in front of their children, so it's really not worse in that regard.
This is why I love this segment, because it takes it to play. Even though we do a bunch of random shit, it literally is random. So I'm gonna jump in here with mine here. That I wanted to just say that these companies, man, the late fee is some bullshit. It's abnormally cruel to people because you're adding on extra money to people who obviously can't pay it in the first place. And your first thought is, let's tack on more money on them as well. It is some incredible bullshit on levels that I can't even describe. The late fee. Like, what the fuck? Like, folks out here struggling, man, and we just gonna tack more money and keep taxing them and keep hitting them knowing that they can't pay it. So fuck people in their late fees, man. Like, give people a break, man. A fucking late fee.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Danny is the whitest guy.
He's the whitest guy you know. That's the point. He turns in all his shit in on time. He makes every payment on time. He doesn't have to worry about late fees.
The white guy with the good credit would say that, huh?
Yeah.
It's not bad right now. First of all, I thought you was talking about like video rentals. I was like, you still going to Blockbuster?
No.
I haven't had a late fee in 15 years.
No, I'm talking about, you got to pay like a bill or something. And it might be, you got to wait till you get that check and they take it on.
If your water bill's due on the 20th and you don't get paid till the 26th, them niggas going to hit you with that fucking $7.50, $8, $20 late fee.
Then you got a reconnect fee.
All of our bills are on Autopay. So.
See, because that's what happens when you got that good white people shit. See, I'm glad y'all seeing the white shit that I've been seeing for years.
So I want to bottom line random by saying, yes, it was a random ass segment. And I want you to also take mention to Danny Richardson, the whitest guy in the history of being on this show. Here he is right here.
If
for all his
your bills is white, then I guess I'm on the right side of things.
Who the fuck got man? I don't care how rich I get. That bitch ain't never going on Autopay. I could be a bajillionaire. That bitch ain't never going on Autopay.
Then you did the late fees to yourself. That's your problem.
If I don't care. I'm gonna pay that shit when it's due.
You ain't Autopaying. That wasn't personal. That wasn't me.
You're being attacked by the electric company.
I'm being attacked.
Hey, 16. The part where he said the late fees. You know what part when you edit in this?
Yes,
that's gonna be a bumper, man. That's a bumper, dude.
That's absolutely a bumper.
That's a bumper.
The late fees.
That's gonna be a sounder for real.
Hey, man,
late on that I don't have late fees.
They're gonna hit you with that late fee. No question.
I don't have late fees. What do you mean? My bills are always a month ahead.
That's hilarious.
It's if the bill's due on the 1st, it comes out of the bank. Everything's linked up to our bank account.
That is hilarious.
Nobody with fake grass has to worry about late fees at all.
No, I mean that's not something I have to worry about anymore. But I'm just saying, I still go by the rule of you get it when the fuck I got it, not when it's due. When I got it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I understand. But I mean,
he don't understand. You don't understand my plight, goddamn.
I'm trying to understand. Yeah.
Get him.
You're hurting yourself.
It wasn't personalized. I'm just saying in general for people. In general.
You are now listening to the radio show ATL.
All right, the radio show ATL. Well, actually, I should say it's My Black Radio Show because we've been kicking it with the guys from My Black Friend for the entire show, hanging out with us. Super grateful to have them here, Danny and Debo hanging out. This is the portion right here where I want to give light to what you guys got going on, where the people can find you, all that good stuff. So please tell us what you got going on coming in the future and where folks can listen to you guys be, yourselves, crazy, random, all that good stuff.
I mean, I guess since I'm the one who do the plugs on our show, I guess I'll handle it, Danny. Don't worry. Don't stand up for anything. You can hit us up at Black Friend Show on Twitter. You can hit me up at _Big Debo ATL. You can hit Danny up at Ride the D Train on Twitter because he is on Twitter. He ain't on Facebook. Not always. But we do have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram account, and we also have a Threads account now because at least I won't get banned on Threads from the show account, but I will get banned on my account because that's how Facebook is. I stay in Facebook jail. Y'all already know. What we got coming up? You want to let the cat out the bag? Let these people know what we doing?
Yeah, you can throw it out there.
So I was telling you about this earlier in 16, but Easy, I didn't tell you. We have been doing a show for 10 fucking years. And we are going to do an anniversary show. So how long it's going to be? I don't know, but it's probably going to be pretty fucking long. Will there be a montage? I don't know. Ask Danny.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Montage. And I mean, it's just going to be, you know how we do. We do big. We do it big. We just gave y'all 6 fucking episodes of episode 300. So why not do the 10th anniversary show big as fuck? But yeah, I'm excited about that. I can't believe we've been doing this. We've been doing this show longer than my son has been alive. And for that matter, longer than Danny's second child has been alive.
Yeah,
so
it's a great accomplishment.
That's
man.
crazy.
Yeah. So the information for My Black Friend is on the screen right there. Also be in the YouTube and the podcast description. So please give them a like, a follow, a listen. All that shit counts. Show them some support. It's a great show. Plenty of laughs, plenty of just all types of random crazy shit. It's a great listen. So make sure and give them some love. All right. All right. So as far as on our side for the radio show ATL, if you want to be a guest on the radio show ATL, just send us an email to radioshowinbox@gmail.com. Or you can send us a text, 678-800-1677. We look forward to hearing from you. Also, the artists who've been sending your music, keep it coming, man. We getting music from people all over the planet. We will play your shit. We are that station for that. So please send them on through by both of those methods. We're here for you. All right. Again, bring a friend night. Wildly successful. Gonna keep it going. Danny, hopefully you come back again and hang out with us again and, get this crazy shit going one more time or more than one time.
I'm down whenever. I love the sound of my own voice. Just you don't have to go through Debo to ask me to do stuff. It'll take him 2 months.
Absolutely.
It takes him 2 months. He doesn't want me, cutting in on his side projects. So.
All right. So yeah,
affirmative action is always.
We will have you back. We will talk some pro wrestling because I want to get into it with you guys. I got a couple subjects I want to talk about. One of them, which was better, the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. And I also want to talk about the Invasion Era because I feel like with the Invasion, if you take it out that it was the WCW Invasion and you just make it a time where they just had heels and faces, that's a prolific time in wrestling if you take that Invasion part off of it. But we can discuss that on another episode. We can get into it. All right. So
I'm with it.
Again, Easy, man. Always good to hang out with you. Debo, Danny, much love. Appreciate y'all. So I'm about to do my radio voice thing like Debo likes to say. So please just remember and never forget, you're not just listening to a radio show or some radio show. You're listening to the radio show ATL. Thank y'all for listening and watching, and we will catch y'all next time. And I got to say it one more time because we got them here. Thank you for listening and watching to My Black Radio Show, because that's what this was. This was My Black Radio Show. All right. And Dallas still ain't gonna win no championships.
More than the South will.
We will see. We're gonna revisit that, but we appreciate y'all. Catch you next time.
I can't wait for the Falcons.
Knows what they're talking about.
No, I'll tell you what. I know. I'm willing to bet everybody can agree. They're all thankful that the people here, your team, is not in the AFC because nobody wants. Nobody wants to be in the AFC.
No.
Buffalo, Kansas City, Cincinnati, the Jets now. Like that shit is
the AFC North.
Danny, this is the first time you heard this. I'm not a fan of Buffalo. I'm not a fan of Josh Allen. I think he's overrated as fuck. I just,
They still get it done. I mean, they're going to make your life harder. If you had to play them in the regular season, that sucks.
Oh no,
if you play them in the playoffs, they're going to take it to you.
Yeah, no, I couldn't imagine having played them twice a year now.
They're knocking on that door every year.
Think about the AFC North. Lamar Jackson's back. You got to play. You got the Ravens, Bengals, Steelers are going to be in it just because of their coach.
They're going to be.
And the Browns have Deshaun Watson, who's hopefully not getting massaged anymore or suspended.
And that might be the problem. He need to get massaged so he can play well. That might be the problem.
If I lived in Cleveland, I would go rub that boy down because he needs something
every day. Somebody needs to.
Of having these conversations now that seriously, everybody that looked at their schedule, that's a win, that's a loss. Nobody knows. Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
Nobody knows.
Hold on, wait.
You guys do it. You go through your division and you go. Yeah, we'll beat it. We're gonna sweep them. And then you go. All right, on this team, I'll give them one. But we beat them when we're back at home, so it's okay. And
if we can catch lightning in a bottle, we could be 11-6. Everybody's saying that right now.
No, not 11-6. I'm definitely thinking my team's gonna be 10-7. I definitely think we're gonna be 10-7.
That's a little more realistic. I mean, but I am still on the record. If anybody wants to do, I'll tell you that the NFC South doesn't. I'd love to officially make that a bet, Debo, if you want. Nobody from the NFC South wins Super Bowl. And if you're not comfortable with that,
not win the Super Bowl, make the Super Bowl, because I don't think anybody's really going to win against Patrick Mahomes.
Make the Super Bowl. Make the Super Bowl. I'll tell you, whatever dollar. We don't have to go big. I mean, I'm not crazy.
We might need to talk about this on the show. I think this will be on the sports show.
Danny, I would do that for my Saints, but God knows if it's the Falcons that are that team,
you gonna fucking hate it, nigga.
But at least, here's the thing. Let's say the Falcons made the Super Bowl. You would win money and then get to watch them lose the Super Bowl.
I don't think
he don't care.
I don't think you understand how painful of a day that day was when they were in the Super Bowl. Okay. Thanks to my brother, I had all these Falcons friends. Hold on.
He's talking about pain. With me on the line, he gonna talk about pain of that day.
I would look back as being the best day of my life if I was a
Danny.
No, it was.
You remember what that day was like for me?
Debo, I came to your podcast to drink your tears, and you didn't give it to me.
Talking about Danny was on the phone with me. He knew. He heard it in my fucking voice.
No, but it was my fault because I was texting him at like halftime, like, the fucking Falcons are gonna win this. I was happy for him. I was rooting for him.
He was happy for me. I'm not even gonna sit here and flex. He was happy for me. But I was very much. I don't like to cheer my team on. I don't like to get too high, too low, because I know how Atlanta sports is, and I've been let down before. And that day crushed me. I took 3 days off from work. I didn't even come on our show that next week.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Don't talk to me about pain. Easy.
I was looking for that.
I know. I'm just saying that the point I was trying to make was, if I'm back in a situation where I got to root for the Falcons to win me some money, I just can't do it.